Why make your own fake podcast in the first place? Nobody's watching this except me, and I'm only watching it as performance art.
What's up, Alex?
How's it going? Getting back, y'all.
Soccer?
Can I fade out?
We're gonna keep jamming.
All right. Did you know there's an Easter egg bonus soccer situations quote at the end of the theme song?
Uh-oh. Stick around as we talk over it for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah. Thanks to Jenny Nicholson for the cameo there in the beginning.
There's something so cutting about the tone of her voice as well.
Oh, she's judgmental, dude.
Oof.
She's a little harsh on the pod. I think we're doing okay.
Yeah.
We have,
We're trying.
at least one other listener.
Hey, we got one more? Hey, thank you to whoever you are.
Yeah. No, that was Jenny Nicholson, the first YouTuber I ever kind of liked. The first YouTuber I ever developed a parasocial relationship with. Do you know what that means?
Ooh, I feel like I vaguely know what that means.
I think it means you like a YouTuber and you think that you talk to them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, this is someone that I have in my life that I converse about things with.
Yes,
You know
right?
what I mean?
Yes,
They're
I know
not.
that.
It's a delusion.
Yeah, that feeling for sure.
It's a modern day delusion.
Right?
I don't
Yeah.
really have it with a teenage girl on YouTube. Don't
I
worry.
think there's a lot of people out there that probably have that with something out there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Everybody does.
Everybody
dude.
does.
Everyone that's ever tweeted at a celebrity ever.
Oh, exactly. And getting super butthurt about not hearing back from them.
Right. Remember when I was in a Twitter feud with Tom Hanks' son?
With Chet, you were at Twitter feud with Chet Hanks?
No, who's the other one?
Oh,
Colin
Hanks.
the actor.
Man, I was hoping it was Chet.
Yeah, the crazy one.
Bumbleclap.
Dude, if I had known about him at the time, that is the Hanks I would have chosen to start beef
Yeah,
with.
that would have been way more entertaining.
Right?
Chet Hanks, dude, that'd be awesome. We could probably get Chet Hanks on the pod, too, if you had that connection.
Oh, I would love it.
Colin might be a little out of our reach right now.
Is he, though? I feel like
Probably not.
his star has fallen a little bit.
Yeah.
When was the last time he's done anything?
What was like the Pacific or something, and that was like the worst of the
yeah.
war series.
Yeah, no one likes the Pacific. That was
probably
the
because of him. He was whiny. It's a little too whiny in
I
it.
forgot he was the lead in that. Yeah, and his dad's the executive producer. That's a
Yeah.
Nepo baby move.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
Right? Cool. Recording is still going. Folks, I'm going to
good.
be transparent here and note that this is the second time we started this
Yeah, it's the
episode.
second time. It's
We
all
got
right.
through
It's all
about
right.
20 minutes of banter before I looked over and realized that it had stopped
It
recording.
just decided to stop for some
We
reason.
both verified the recording.
I was watching it record.
Lord knows I'm capable of a technical mistake, but this one,
No, this one was very confusing.
I think it's a poltergeist, dude, because my camera had zoomed
yeah,
in.
someone zoomed in your
mysteriously, too.
camera
Yeah.
and stopped the recording.
I was off frame for like a good part of it. Some weird stuff went down.
hilarious.
I think Twigs is up to something.
Yeah, these cat. It's probably Gravy. We can't see him. Ninja Gravy shot through the room. We didn't even notice.
Right?
Hit the keyboard as he went by.
Yeah. Alex, we talked about it once. Let's talk about it again. Diablo.
Let's talk a little Diablo.
Let's talk a little gaming.
Let's talk a little Loot Reborn. Diablo has upped the level for this new season.
Yeah.
And me, Todd, and Al have been getting our dopamine fix by getting so much loot.
The Diablo conversation has to be centered on the dopamine euphoria, the dopamine overload. It's like a
It's just
buffet.
like, my eyes are just, my pupils are huge, and it's just like...
People that play iPhone games have no idea. They're popping little Candy Crush or doing a little Wordle once a day, and they think that's hitting the spot. Imagine if that hit the spot like a billion times every second.
Right?
Yeah, let's cut in for Colombia 2, Paraguay 0.
We're watching a little Copa America live here while we're at it.
This is an informal episode, I feel like. Second
that's
take.
fine. That's
Let's
fine.
cut in
Second
live
take.
to the
We're
TV.
cutting to a little bit of action that we just saw.
Yeah, we got
The
Colombia
Jefferson Lerma goal.
v Paraguay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Look at that Arsenal kit in the crowd.
beautiful popping yellow
Classic
and blue.
popping yellow and blue
too.
Arsenal kit.
Yes. That is the perfect segue, honestly, Alex, because
Yeah.
right about the time we got cut off from take one, we were talking about Colombia's kit.
Yes.
I had a section in the running order to talk Euro kit this year.
Yeah.
Let's start with Colombia here.
Yeah, let's talk Copa
Always-
America kits.
Always one of my favorite kits of all time for
Yeah.
the simple reason that it's superhero colors.
Yes.
Fucking Superman. Primary
Iconic.
colors, red, yellow, blue. It doesn't matter what ratio or what design you put them in. They look like
They
goddamn
look like superheroes out there. And these kits particularly look like superhero kits.
Yeah. You mentioned how they always go for the brightest iterations.
They turn
of
it up.
colors.
They turn it all the way up with with all the colors. Although Paraguay's also got that shit turned all the way up, and I like that too.
Yeah, they got a little Atletico Madrid vibes going on here.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at those Colombia shirts.
Look at that Colombian crest, the classic red soccer ball with the surrounding
Twist.
with the
It
beautiful
is an
stuff.
iconic crest.
Yeah,
I love a soccer ball and a crest.
me too. It's so classic.
Mm-hmm.
It feels so vintage.
Yeah.
It's just like, this
It
is
does.
the sport we play. It's on the nose. This is the sport we play.
It's really, really funny.
It's awesome, though.
Right? Before we move on to Euro Kit, have you noticed anything else in the Copa that's caught your eye?
I mean, we watched the U.S. game.
Yeah, U.S. Kit's boring.
U.S. kit's super boring. Who else has decent kits? I haven't seen the Mexico kit. Has Mexico have a good kit this year?
Oh, Mexico has the best.
I was going to
kits,
say Mexico always has great kits.
home, away, and third, they've got fire.
Yeah,
They're
nice.
the one that they're all like they have like inlaid designs,
Ooh,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like traditional like Aztec
Aztec, like,
or
art
like one
behind.
that looks like peacock feathers, kind
Ooh.
of. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
you seen that kit? It's so nice, dude. When they announced those, I remember insisting. I was like, I'm gonna buy.
I
at
need one of
least
those
these.
Mexico kits.
Yeah, I do need a Mexico kit in my collection, honestly.
Yeah, I always root for Mexico in the tournaments.
Yeah, I mean their federation's a joke and their team's a nightmare, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna root for them over America every time, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you've grown up in America with like digging soccer culture, you've known more Mexicans that are passionate.
There's
about it.
no real soccer culture
Yeah.
when we were growing up.
Yeah, we lived in Chicago the last couple decades. Soccer culture there is Mexican culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, obviously the proliferation of like bougie soccer pubs on the north side have taken off, and NBC's coverage of the Prem is shifting it.
Yes.
But I'm talking history, like not just the last 5 years.
No, like the
know.
true football fans from the beginning
Yeah.
were all Mexican people.
In my opinion, yeah, just broadly, like American soccer culture is Latino soccer culture.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
But anyway, yeah, Mexico has good shirts.
Mexico's got good kits.
Let's move to the Euros.
Let's talk Euro kits.
Just because we've seen more, and I have things on my mind.
yeah, we got stuff to talk about there.
Particularly Denmark's shade of red, which is
Beautiful.
so beautiful. It has so much depth to it. It looks, I don't know how to, it almost looks like it has a texture to it and multiple shades going on, even though I don't even know if there is.
It's just all.
It looks deep enough to be like the good Liverpool New Balance kits, not the bad, bright, cheap crayon red Warrior kits.
Yeah. It is funny looking at that contrast over there on the wall.
Yeah, again,
It's-
we talked about it once before, but when you look at those Liverpool kits lined up, the shade of red is so drastically different.
Yeah.
It varies so much.
all of those. You can see it's almost like down the line. It changes.
And when a Liverpool kit designer signs up and takes on the job, there's one thing they need to get right, because the kit is solid red top to bottom.
Yeah,
The shade of red is all you need to nail,
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to screw up the kit itself.
right?
With it being all red.
Look how often they do, though.
But yeah, it's true. It's shocking. I think it's because it's so simple, they just don't know what to do.
Yeah, they kind of overthink
They try
it.
and overthink it, and it's like, no, just keep it classy, keep it simple, find the right shade of red,
Yeah.
and go with it.
If it's true that Adidas are coming back to Liverpool, I still have never seen a confirmation on that. I don't think it would happen while the Nike contract is still active. I don't know how that announced. Maybe in the last
they probably
6 months
can't.
of the contract.
Yeah,
they'll
there's probably
announce it.
some kind of timeline in there.
Yeah, but I hope whoever is at Adidas, if that's true, is paying attention to these Denmark kits, dude. Daddy want.
Yeah, give them that red.
So sexy. Other kits that caught our eye. Oh, we gotta talk Germany.
We'll
right?
talk Germany. I mean, German fashion
Well, the German
for the
kit,
entire Euros
the German
is
kit
fantastic.
makes this kind of a historic kit tournament.
Yeah, it's true.
Because the German national team, for the first time, leaving Adidas after this tournament.
Shocking
For
turn.
Nike, yeah. The country of Germany was, I mean, I don't think you can imagine how up in arms a country can get over a soccer uniform, but they did. It was discussed in Parliament.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Right?
I mean, it's a huge deal.
It is.
Adidas is Germany.
And they're going out swinging.
Yeah.
It's a hot kit. We talked about like when gradient technology first came into kits, like I was really kind of annoyed by like that Barcelona one that faded like
That
three
one
different
was
colors
terrible.
and looked like a rocket pop.
I hated that kit.
But Adidas have dialed it back a little bit for this one.
They've found their spot now. They're like, okay, we can use the gradient.
Yeah.
Just gotta use it sparingly.
Yeah.
Sprinkle it in there.
So the way they have it on the shoulders and then it fades to white.
It's got that white in the middle, of the sleeve, and then comes back down on the wrist.
And of course we have to be grateful to Kai Havertz for actually rocking the long sleeve, leading the line,
Thanks, Kai.
you know.
I know. I love it. I love seeing the long sleeves. I hope that there's like this is a thing that starts coming back.
Dude, when I
looks so
conceptualized
good.
this podcast and I was scribbling down ideas for stories and like bits that the podcast could do, a campaign to bring back long sleeves was one of the first things I wrote down.
Yeah.
Bring back long sleeve
Kai
kits,
Havertz
dude.
is going to be our man.
Right?
He's going to be our talisman.
For me, it's always Torres in the 08,
course,
09
yeah.
Liverpool kit.
Iconic running through with those long sleeve kits.
That was so...
Henri,
that
long sleeve with
shaped
black
me.
gloves.
Yes, exactly.
Classic.
You know?
Yeah, I love a long sleeve kit so much. I mean, I think when I first started buying kits, I was like, I only ever want a long sleeve kit.
Same.
I only want the long sleeves.
Same. I have a handful in there proving that point.
Yeah. I don't have as many anymore as I think I gave a few away. And I didn't, yeah. I think what happened was like I used to wear them a lot more out.
Yeah.
And like the long sleeves would always get so dirty.
Yeah.
Because it's like a long sleeve. You like put your arm in the bar or something. You get like beer and like gross stuff all over it. So I would like get mine super dirty all the time.
That's pretty funny.
which is a bummer.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
But I still love the look more.
It's so good, especially
It's so classy.
if your team's wearing Adidas. Obviously, it's a huge advantage.
Yeah, the three stripes down the sleeve changes everything.
I've talked a lot of shit about Hummel before on this podcast, but would the Hummel chevrons go all the way down the sleeve? And I think like that looks kind of cool, right?
It does look pretty good, yeah.
As a matter of fact, doesn't Hummel make that Denmark kit that I've been raving
They
about all this
might,
time? They
yeah.
do. I'm almost positive they do. Actually.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Whoops. Eat my words there a little bit. Sorry, Hummel. But let's talk about Croatia's kit. We saw them play Italy today.
Pretty
Italy's
classy.
kit looked trash. We'll come back to some redeeming factors there. But yeah, the Croatia kit was nice, right?
Yeah.
Larger checked boxes, not so small and checkerboardy looking.
Yeah. A slight change for them from what they usually do.
Little mock collar. We love a mock collar.
I think it looked good. I think they did a good job. I mean, it's sad we were not really good to see it anymore, but
yeah, Croatia. Wait, spoilers. We haven't
Spoiler
come to
alert.
the actual game yet. But on the Italian side, the kit has been so unimpressive. But Spalletti's suit today caught my eye to the extent that I actually Googled it. It's Armani, of course.
not a big deal. Italians rocking Armani.
Well, it turns out Italians are not happy because it was cotton and it was a light blue, not unlike this linen I'm wearing right now.
The Italians won't even let that cotton or linen suit go in the summertime.
No,
Come on.
The Italians say not formal enough, too casual.
Come on.
Too casual for the Italian
It's like
team
a
of the
balmy 79 degrees over there. That's a peak summertime.
And let's be honest, it's a great looking suit.
It looks so good.
It is a beautiful suit. I
Looks so good.
literally
And
saw him running in that suit. I was like, I gotta look that suit up. Who's making that?
Yeah. He even, like, the goofy old man run he did, it still looked good on
Yeah,
him.
still looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Not unlike James Bond fighting in a tux. It's like, ooh, that suit's got some mobility.
I think we can't, since we edited it out, or we're self-edited by our computer, I don't think we can leave out England.
Oh, yeah, let's go
Talk
back
about
to
the
England.
class of England's kit, the simplicity in the class of England's kit.
Absolutely right.
Every time I see it when it's initially launched, like without being on a player, I'm like, oh, it's a basic white kit that has a crest on it.
And then you see them walk out.
Then you see him wear it, and you go, oh, I get it now.
Like, these boys are playing soccer for the Lord, man. They're
Yeah,
like, this.
right?
It's like, honestly, like there's halos over their heads.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And this year's has like kind of the mock blue collar up top, and then just like a very nice crisp white with the 3 lions crest extra big on there.
Right.
It's nice.
And this is a beautiful kit made by Nike, so props to Nike for this.
Yeah.
But I did want to say, much like Germany with Adidas, I feel like England is meant to be an Umbro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they should be. And also, like, Umbro's never like done them dirty.
No,
They've always made great kits for them.
It has to be money.
Yeah.
It can be.
Yeah.
I mean, Umbro doesn't have the financial weight of Nike, I don't think.
I'm thinking particularly of a white England kit. It was like all white with a collar. The material was made out of it. Like, it was so nice.
That's the one I'm thinking of. That line was called Tailored by
Oh yeah,
Umbro.
yes.
And each of those shirts was custom tailored to the player that wore them, including a size that was just called Peter Crouch.
The Crouchy edition.
I posted about this too, I think the Soccer Situation story, so
Nice.
sorry if this is redundant. But if you ever felt one of those Umbro kits,
They were so nice.
they're so beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
It was like wearing a super light
Yeah, it was like
linen
it was
shirt,
nicer
like a-
than this. Yeah, like I'm wearing this like nice light T-shirt.
It
It was so for a kit.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine playing in anything better.
True. It was really nice.
It's funny. We were just looking at. I was talking about Henri, long sleeve wearing the black gloves, But that I was seeing that Arsenal fan in this Columbia crowd with the neon yellow on. I just picture him wearing the navy. He had those navy Nike gloves on with the long sleeve yellow.
Did he?
Yeah, with that like poppin' blue long sleeve bright yellow kit.
Oh, I can picture him in that shirt, that billowy shirt.
Iconic.
Like, just like a fucking parachute with him sprinting. But yeah, I didn't have the eye for the glove detail as much to the extent that you did.
He always had the classy Nike glove on.
Right.
Just like the super simple, like cheap gloves that you buy, you never wear in winter here in America because it's too cold.
Yeah.
It actually gets cold here.
Richard Keys and Andy Gray, I'm sure, commenting, complaining about it. What?
The game's gone.
He's got gloves up. I don't care. I'm not going to do an Andy Gray voice, but,
It's soft.
Remember those two guys? Remember they were the voice
those
of
dinosaurs are gone. I know.
They were like the broadcast voice.
Yeah, they were it in soccer for a long time.
Yeah.
Until they fucked it up by being.
If you don't know, I think they were
terrible
caught
old men
on a hot mic talking shit about. Was it a female linesman?
Yeah,
was it the linesman?
Yeah. I think it was the linesman.
Not knowing offside rule.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ouch. What? I mean, those guys.
I think they're still broadcasting in the Middle East, actually.
Probably. I'm sure they got jobs over there.
I'm pretty sure they are. I've seen them broadcasting somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure they're still working.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, should we talk about a little football, actually?
Yeah, let's talk about some Euro action.
We've been watching the European Championship group stages. They're progressing nicely, although due to the weird format, there's still quite a few questions
a lot of
to be
confusion.
answered.
Yeah.
Right? Let's start with just today's game. We're not going to go in necessarily chronological order. We're just going to go as we've seen.
We might miss some games here and there. There's a lot to cover.
Let's go as we've seen most recently, and then subheader, what has interested us the most.
Yeah.
Today, Croatia v. Italy, I think, tops the list in both categories.
Yeah, it really does.
We just watched it, and it was a hell of a game, right?
Unbelievable game. I think, the football was good, but the drama was top-notch.
Definitely. The game was set up by the fact that 4 third-place teams are going to be allowed to progress in this tournament, and Italy and Croatia were scrapping it out for that third spot, potentially.
Yeah. It was a classic Italian. Italians just had to hold on for a draw.
Yeah. As the game kicked off, Italy would go through with a draw. Croatia needed a win.
Yeah. So Italy, doing what they do best, was going to sit in. They were going to play a very patient game, and control it. And they did for a long time.
Yeah, they had one good chance in the first half, but they were clearly not pushing the issue.
Yeah, they were passing the ball around the back and in the midfield a lot.
Really waiting for Croatia to come on to them.
Yeah.
They were not planning on a Croatia penalty in about the 70th minute?
Yeah. Yep.
This is where the drama really kicked off.
Yeah, I was going to say the game was interesting, just because there was so much in it.
It was like boiling tension, you know? And then
it needed a goal at that point.
Yeah, in about the 70th, with about 20, 25 minutes remaining, Croatia win a penalty. And shit just hits the fan. It was awesome.
Yeah, very clear handball.
Well, Alex,
it
wasn't his first hand. It was the second hand that was extended. Alex.
It wasn't the one that was tucked by his body. That was nowhere near the ball.
Alex, look at his second hand. It was
one
extended out. It was that one.
And then the ref had to go over to the VAR to look at it.
We're talking shit about the very insightful commentary that we got as this was
some
unfolding.
bad commentary.
As a player, Ted one arm tucked in, another out like so, and they had to explain to us many times which hand
it was. Clattenburg too. They had to bring in a referee to explain it to us.
They brought in an expert to explain it.
Expert referee.
I forgot about that fun fact. Fucking Clats, dude. Taking a paycheck any way you can.
Yeah, just to say that.
I think it was the hand he extended. I don't think it was the other one that he tucked away.
Thank you, Mark. It's like a video game commentary.
Right,
just
cheers,
terrible
Jeff.
writing. Cheers, Jeff.
Amazing stuff, dude.
But
anyway.
let's drama, though.
The penalty. Icon of Croatia.
Luka Modric.
39-year-old
Luka Modric.
Steps up to take the pen. I thought it was a little sus that when they show his recent penalty history, they only had 2 examples on there, and one of them had been saved. Yeah,
it was like one down the middle that was saved, and then one he scored in the left.
And as that 50-50 odds foretold, I'm not going to blame Modric. He took a decent penalty.
It was a decent penalty.
Could have had a touch more pace, but it was down into the corner. Donnarumma, quick like a cat, got down and got to it.
Donnarumma is a fast keeper.
Right?
He is good.
But that wasn't the end of the story.
No.
Gets down, parries it wide. Play goes on. The ball, who played that ball in?
I don't know. Actually, it's funny. I don't know who played that ball, but the ball was a brilliant ball.
Yeah, it's true.
We
The
should've-
play was so frantic in the
It was,
in
'cause
the
it was just
aftermath of the
chaos.
penalty. We were just like, what?
It was one of those where normally the ball will come back out, and so many times you see a player like overcook a cross in that situation.
Just hoof it into
and you're
the
just like,
stands.
that's
They'll just
gone.
Try and blast one, and it just goes into road.
But he floated the perfectly placed ball into the dead center of the box.
Yep. Donnarumma gets down to make a second world-class
Unbelievable save. Headed down where it was going underneath him. He had to drop down to get that hand down to keep it out. Unbelievable save.
Unfortunately, parries it into the path of Luka Modric on the far post.
Yep.
Donnarumma gets back up to square up to Modric.
Almost saved it.
Almost makes a third save.
Yeah, Modric had to finish that well to get the goal.
Yeah, exactly. Modric does end up banging it into the top of the net, putting Croatia into the lead. And
emotional moment. You could see what it meant to him.
Yeah, Italy was potentially out of the tournament. Oh, yeah.
He was laying underneath the pile, covering his face. You could see how much it meant.
I thought he was crying. He probably was crying.
He probably was crying.
Yeah, Modric down.
It's definitely his
prone,
last
hands
tournament.
Covering his face, buried in by the team.
Yep.
It was really, really beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, it was a great moment.
It was fucking awesome.
Absolutely great moment.
Not long after that, he was subbed off, and Italy started applying the pressure.
Yeah, Italy really took the game in control there.
Gotta say, like, Croatia really Southgated this situation. After their goal, dude, they
made some
pinned
subs,
back.
and
made
they
a couple subs and just sat back.
They were so disjointed; they couldn't get a hold of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Italy was just dominant and on top.
They're just slicing through all of a sudden.
Yeah.
They had 2 or 3 clear chances before, spoiler alert, Italy.
Heartbreaking stuff for the Croatians.
Honestly, this was incredible. Jumped out
It was
of
so
our
great.
seats.
Yeah, I loved it.
With the last touch of the game, Italy equalized 1-1 to dump Croatia out of the tournament and go through themselves.
Crazy moment, too. Calafiori? Calafiori? I can't say his name. I can never say his name. But he kind of got a bit of a lucky bounce. A player was running through the midfield, was tackled, and the ball fell right to him.
Mm-hmm.
He made a sprinting run through the middle and
Tall, lanky center back, just kind of
calmly played the ball out wide.
Yep. To this player whose name I genuinely don't know. It's like Zakafior, you know? Yeah,
literally a player who was not supposed to be at the tournament. Literally just came back from a betting ban.
Classic Italian.
Classic. Yeah, we were dying laughing. I mean, at least I was dying laughing at the classic Italians. This guy.
Is it Zakanji? I don't know. It sucks that we don't know Italian pronunciation.
I know,
We should
right?
probably work on that.
But anyway, how embarrassing for us Italians.
We're doing a bad job of describing this scene beautifully.
Yes.
But Italy, after building more and more pressure and seeing the panic all over their faces that they could be going out of this tournament.
Yeah, they were so close.
As the holders. No defending champion has gone out of the tournament at the group stage since Greece in 2008.
Yeah.
So it would have been embarrassing for Italy to fall. And, man, they were getting nervous. They was getting tight.
Yeah, the fans were nervous. The players were panicked.
Yeah. We heard from Jules Breach that in the studio, Giorgio Chiellini was not panicked at all.
Yeah.
She said he was calmly sipping an espresso, just being super cool.
Did you notice that they have Fox Sports? Like, he has, like, Fox espresso cups.
Does he really?
Yeah.
No, I did not notice that.
Yeah.
They gave Chiellini a Fox-branded
They made
Devitas.
Devitas for him.
That's really
just
cool.
because he was going to be drinking espresso probably the whole time.
Respect Fox. I like
classy
that
stuff from Fox. We have a lot of issues with you, but that's pretty classy.
But yeah, I loved Jules' anecdote. It was really cute of
Yeah.
him just being super cool and calm until they scored. And he was just
he's jumping up and yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a big moment, and literally the last kick of the game. Insane stuff.
It was fucking awesome.
Of course, they cut to Modric immediately on the bench.
Well, poor Modric in the build-up, dude. Almost immediately after he was subbed. Like I said, Italy started applying pressure right away.
Yeah.
They showed him he was chewing on his shirt. He had pulled
He was
up
so
like a little
nervous.
kid, literally chewing on his shirt. I felt so bad for him.
Yeah.
And then after Italy scored, they cut back to him, and he had leaned back just trying to get like as much shit out of the camera as possible.
Yeah.
That poor guy.
Heartbreaking stuff for the Croatians. They literally kicked off, and the ref blew the whistle immediately from the kickoff.
Yep.
And yeah, it was, I mean, what an emotional moment. Like, the Italians obviously celebrating emotionally, and then the Croatians just all over the pitch, just shattered.
Both sides of that. It was pure drama, dude. Great stuff.
It was, I mean, that right there sums up these tournaments.
Yeah.
The World Cup, the Euros, Copa America, like that tournament football, that's what it's about.
It's why You watch internationals.
Yeah.
We shit on internationals a lot. I mean, there's too
I
much.
hate. There's way too many international matches.
Yeah.
But when a tournament starts like this, it's undeniable.
Moments
the
like
passion
that.
and the stuff. It's just insane.
Absolutely.
You can't not love it.
Let's look ahead just a little bit. That does set up the only knockout round that has been determined so far, which is Switzerland versus Italy.
Switzerland
in the round of
versus
16.
Italy. You gotta say,
Switzerland looked good as hell.
Italy. Yeah, Italy can't be happy about that draw.
Definitely not. Switzerland obviously gave Germany a hell of a time.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka putting that back-to-back man of the match performances.
Yeah, that's
looking unbelievable.
You picked the Swiss for that game, right?
Yeah.
I got to say, unless Italy shows another gear that they haven't shown us yet, I'm with you.
Yeah, Italy needs to play like they did at the end of that game, where it was all out. Like the Italians they're sometimes too calm and too for their own good. We're too patient for their own good.
Yeah, they can be.
And the Swiss aren't going to allow that. They're not going to give them that freedom to control it like that, I don't think. The Swiss have been playing super high press. There's no fear in that team.
Switzerland are in this weird place as a European nation competing in competitions where, like, it's a rich country.
Yeah.
It's not a huge country, but it's a big country.
Yeah.
They have enough money to develop these athletes and the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily have the pedigree of a Spain or a France.
Nope.
But I feel like they have that middle child syndrome where there's a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
Definitely.
Especially in comparison to a Germany.
Yeah.
One of their sort of regional rivals.
Yeah, who gets all the plaudits? Like everybody loves the German national team. They're always great.
So that does give the Swiss a little bit of an advantage where they're never ever going to take a game for granted.
No. No. I mean, it's very, what more of a perfect leader is Granit Xhaka,
Yeah.
Xhaka represents that so well. He's pure drive and passion, and like he feels like an underdog all the time.
Totally. It's funny to think. Oh man, I cut out my embarrassing England story from the first take. Maybe I'll slide it back in. But I was going to embarrass myself again. Going back to that same era of watching games, I remember back at like Gingers. I used to talk so much shit about Xhaka in the heyday of Arsenal because
everybody hated Xhaka, man.
I mean,
for a while anyway.
He picked up some of the stupidest red cards in Premier League history, I feel like.
He did.
Sort of like Mascherano at Liverpool, where like he could be this great
He was one for a
midfielder,
rash tackle.
but then he would just lose his head and pop. And I just remember thinking he's one of the stupidest men I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I remember just watching him being like,
a young Granit Xhaka was
stupid.
He did not put it all together mentally.
He used to infuriate me.
Yeah.
But now I look at him and I see exactly what you described, this great leader that has done so much. Look what he did for Leverkusen this year.
Unbelievable.
History.
I mean, they literally invincible.
I mean, Granit Xhaka is going to be the football hero for a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny. He's going to be Steven Gerrard to a lot of like German kids.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's shocking. I mean, he went from an outcast at Arsenal, walking off the pitch, throwing the armband, Arsenal fans wanting him out immediately, to coming back, making a huge impact on Mikel Arteta's Arsenal.
Yeah.
And then moving on in a time when I think a lot of people thought, well, that's kind of it for Granit Xhaka. Mm-hmm. He's going to go off to Germany and play out the rest of his career and probably have a decent career. But, he's 30. He's in his 30s. He's got to be done.
A cool, like, respectable team to quietly retire at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead, he went there and he was like...
Perfect.
But yeah, good for Xhaka.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
Good for Switzerland.
I've always liked Granit Xhaka, and I'm super, super happy for him. I like the Italians, but I wouldn't rule out the Swiss in this match.
Look, we saw them go punch for punch with the Germans.
Yeah.
What do you think about picking the Swiss as a dark horse favorite, dude? Fucking Greece won the tournament in 2004.
I wouldn't rule it out.
If Greece can do it, Switzerland can do it.
And I like I don't know, maybe it's my Premier League bias and so many teams in the Premier League and teams that like, Arsenal and Liverpool and teams we really like play that like aggressive style of football where they play really high up and they push it and they press.
Yes.
And I think maybe that's part of the reason I'm really liking this Swiss team is they play like a style I'm very familiar with.
It doesn't look like, oh, this is international football.
No, they're playing like high press.
Yeah.
I'm watching the midfield like work exactly like I'm used to seeing.
Totally.
And I don't know. I wouldn't rule them out.
Yeah.
If they keep playing the way they're playing, they could push anybody. And if it's in a knockout, who knows?
Right.
It's awesome.
It's true.
I love it.
That's the magic of a tournament, dude. A knockout round.
It's beautiful.
A team is just willing to outfight the other team. Sometimes that's enough.
Out-scrap them.
You know?
Take it as far as they can, even if it's to penalties, and then it's just at the penalties. It's it's luck of the draw, really. It's who can keep their nerve.
Let's talk about England's tournament so far.
Yeah, interesting tournament so far for England.
Right? They scraped by Serbia 1-0. That was their opener.
Pretty, but
immediately started getting blasted by everyone in the country.
Yeah.
Because this England team went in, I think, as tournament favorites or co-favorites with France and Germany.
Yep.
I believe the bookies did have England down as number one.
And I don't see anyone talking about them as favorites anymore.
Not after 2 games, right?
Yeah.
Predictably disappointing. We said that already.
I think I've seen a lot of people dropping them down to like that 5th, 6th favorite for the tournament.
Right?
They've dropped pretty far
after
2 games.
And annoyingly for me and Scousers everywhere, despite the entire team playing like dog shit, Trent is being scapegoated like crazy again.
Did you see what I sent you earlier today?
Remind me.
Declan's interview.
Oh yeah, Declan defending him.
Declan defending Trent.
Yeah, I appreciated that actually.
Yeah, me too. I like that.
I mean, a Scouse scapegoat is nothing new in the England camp. There's no secret that most Scousers fucking hate England.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
They don't.
They
root
consider
for
themselves Scouse, not English.
They boo "God Save the Queen." Scouse, not English, is a thing.
Yep.
Regardless, Scousers have always given their all for England. Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
And Gerrard, similarly to Trent, always got shat on in the England camp for not giving his all.
It's true.
And they're not criticizing these wingers and forwards for not making any runs behind the defense.
Zero.
If you want Trent to play a 40-yard diagonal pass like he does for Liverpool,
make
you need
the run.
someone to make that run, bro.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't been happening, dude. You said Declan defended him, and I do appreciate that. Declan himself hasn't had a great tournament.
No, he hasn't been brilliant.
He hasn't been sort of marshalling possession like he does for Arsenal.
It's true.
He hasn't showed any of the hint of offense, and we don't know what their instructions are from Southgate. Dude.
That's the thing, is it feels more like Southgate is just getting it all wrong.
That's
it's not that these
certain.
players are bad players.
I think it has to come back to Southgate.
I mean, look at all these players they have.
They're so good, dude.
Like, how can you? I'm sorry, but there's no reason this team should be playing this badly,
right?
And there's no cohesion in the team. It's funny, and this is something I thought about after the second game, like during the second game, and I was like, a lot of people would blast me for this, but I'm like, because he scored 44 goals in whatever many games, Harry Kane, but the way this team's playing right now, Harry Kane is not the player for that team,
right?
He's not adding anything to this team.
Well, they're playing him like a hold-up man.
Yeah, but he's not really doing that very well. He's not at Tottenham, he would come get the ball deep and he would link with Son, and Son was running behind. They were there was all these quick attacks.
Yeah, no, Kane.
And I'm like, Kane is non-existent in this team right now.
I know we think of him, or people think of him as a pure number 9, but he does play not unlike a Giroud or Firmino, where he likes to drop deep and link
and
up
get on
play.
the ball. Yeah,
and I do. Yeah, he's
and he
always
hasn't
had
been.
deadly wingers to play it through.
Yep.
Create space for Son. Create space for Kulusevski.
Yeah.
Create space for fucking. Olise,
And then he gets back on the ball in those late runs and he finishes goal. But he's been wasted so far in this tournament.
A lot of Liverpool fans noted that with the Trent substitution, the other substitutions were actually the ones that needed to come on before Trent went off.
Yeah.
Elise and who came out on the right, but they were making deep runs past the defenders.
But it's funny you call them Elise.
Oh yeah, my bad.
I mix those two up in my head all the time. That's why I'm laughing at
what
you.
is Elise, African?
He's French.
French. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I mean, he's probably African descent, stolen by the French.
Yeah, my bad. I said that too many times to edit out too, so you got me there. You got me, internet. Eze was making the runs that Trent would have been feeding.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I don't think Trent is the problem in that team. And it's unfortunate because I think now we're going to see him dropped for the next game, even though it doesn't have anything to do with him.
We'll see, because Southgate is stubborn. I think he might stick by his team. But I don't know. It depends how much he's panicking right now, I think.
Yeah, how much pressure he's feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's given himself, he's kind of said this is his last tournament no matter what, right?
I think unless they win it, basically.
Yeah. So I mean, he's going to probably do what he wants to do. He's going to play it the way he wants to play it, I think.
Yeah.
But there is a ton of pressure for him to drop. I've seen Conor Gallagher coming in for him, and I'm like, what is Conor Gallagher? How does that improve the team?
Yeah, what does that offer?
That doesn't improve the team at all, him playing in that position.
Right. And also, like, they're completely different players. Are we altering the overall tactics?
Yeah, I was
going
going to say, are you
just
switching the
plugging
formation?
A completely different shape in and just different tool in to do the same job.
Yeah, because that's not going to work.
Right.
Because it's a different tool that is also not fit to play that position.
Yeah.
Like, he's not that kind of player at all.
Definitely not.
Yeah, so England...
Yeah. I have here in my notes rooting for England in this tournament. And I'm not going to say we've rooted for England, but we were interested to watch England in this tournament.
Definitely.
They had so much talent going into it.
So much talent. We have, players on the team that play for our respective clubs that we like, and we want to see them do well in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
It's a good, fun team. They should be fun to watch.
And yet rooting for them feels exactly like when you're rooting for Tottenham because you need them to take a point off Manchester City. Yeah. And you're like, come on, you fuckers, let's go. I got your bet. And then you just see how inept
you just see passes going astray.
So frustrating.
Players standing on the ball with no one moving in front of them, getting frustrated. It's just like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
You're so much better than this.
Let's talk. We talked specifically about their first game against Serbia. We haven't mentioned their draw with Denmark was their second game.
Yep.
We've alluded to it, but 1-1 draw. England scored a decent goal through Kane.
Yeah.
And then again, we've shed on this Southgate-ism a couple of times this episode already. They sat back and started defending almost immediately, dude.
It's so
they stop playing as soon as they take the lead.
It's such a it doesn't make
cancerous
sense.
Culture.
I mean, that's a plague on. I feel like that used to be a plague on football a lot. You'd see a lot of teams do that.
Definitely.
But also, you'd see most of those teams fail at doing it, and it's exactly what England's doing. It's not a good strategy.
No.
If you have the potential, the ability to hold the ball and attack.
Right.
That's how you have to win games. You have to control the game.
Yeah.
And England is not controlling games.
No, they thought we'd just clog up the box. Denmark had something to say about that. They just scored like a 35-yard laser from outside
they're like,
the
all
box.
right, we'll just hammer it in.
You're going to let us just hold the ball in midfield? Okay,
Yeah.
Boom. Look at this fucking banger.
Yeah, we'll just keep doing this until it goes in.
Right? So England's last game of the group is against Slovenia, maybe the Slavic version of what we said about the Swiss, where they're kind of a middle-sized country that is not lacking talent. They're not like we watched the U.S. play Bolivia the other night, and I was like, oof, these Bolivians look borderline unprofessional. Actually.
Yeah, they looked kind of amateur at points. So I was like, ooh.
Yeah. But that's not Slovenia. Slovenia absolutely can spring a surprise on England.
Yeah, England better be up for this. That could have one of the most embarrassing tournaments they've ever had if they're not.
My England experiment, supporting curiosity experiment, is over. I'm fully rooting for Slovenia in that one, dude. I want them to stun England so bad.
I would love it if they did.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love it if they did.
Yeah.
As much as I love Declan and Bukayo, I also wouldn't mind them getting a nice long break for the rest of the summer either.
Yeah.
Wouldn't hurt at all for Arsenal season next year.
That's real. Just a real quick note on that goal, on Kane's goal. I said it was a nice goal, but actually I referred back to my notes. And do you remember it?
Mm-mm.
Essentially,
I kind of remember the finish, but I don't remember the build-up at all.
Danish fullbacks, or the Danish defense, were mopping up like a broken-up play, and a Danish fullback lingered on the ball just a little bit too long.
Okay.
And Kyle Walker's blazing speed caught him out and just nipped the ball off him to play that ball in, which caught two deflections en route to Kane. So
Walker is
really
deceptively fast.
So fast. But what I'm saying is that was kind of a lucky goal for England, honestly.
Yeah.
A defender got caught sleeping and gave up the ball just outside his own box.
Which you would think would be like motivation for England to push on.
Yeah,
we got the goal.
Yeah.
There's no more pressure. Let's
keep
go.
Going. Yeah.
But nope, that's the opposite mentality that Southgate has put into that team.
We got our goal. We're done now.
Let's set back. Trent's don't pass the ball anymore. Play holy midfield.
Yeah. The last note on the England game that I have here is, even late in the game with Trent off in the 52nd minute and England penned back in their own box, the commentators were still talking shit about Trent. Trent can't continue in midfield the next game, right?
Yeah, even though there's like 30 minutes left in the game to still play.
I feel like in added time, they were still throwing shade at Trent when he had been off the pitch for 40 minutes.
Had nothing to do with the fact
England
that they
team
couldn't get anything
actually
going.
receded further since he went off.
Yeah.
Okay. Trent, we love you.
Yeah.
I
It's all right,
do.
Trent.
I don't know about this
I like
guy.
Trent. He's all right.
He is all right. He's not an all-around amazing player, but he's got specific attributes that England could really use.
Exactly.
You know?
He's a very useful player for sure.
Yeah.
That they don't really know how to use, it seems.
Right. Let's go to, well, shoot, you know what? I don't have it on the running order, but I have notes here for Spain versus Italy.
Oh, yeah.
It's an older game. We already talked about Italy versus Croatia, so this is a rewind a little bit.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
These are the two best teams in the tournament, I think, so far.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no.
Well, Spain definitely
Spain, yes.
is.
Italy, I would have said so, but they've put in a couple dubious performances.
Yeah, today they could have been better.
Yeah.
They still have some stuff to prove, but Spain look phenomenal.
But, yeah, I mostly wanted to rewind to Spain because I want to talk about Lamine Yamal. Earlier, James was texting me complaining that he hadn't bet on Spain to win this tournament because he sees a payout there.
Yeah.
And he said he could see them taking the next World Cup 2028. 2028?
So.
If they find a striker. And I was debating or already speculating it, like they could move this kid, Lamine Yamal, into the center to play a false nine Messi
They could.
style.
Yeah.
And be like old school Spain.
I was going to say, they could definitely roll back the years in the Spanish football style.
They've got the wingers. But, I mean, more to the point, it's just this kid. He's 16 years old.
16.
Not only is he like in the Spain squad, that's
First of all, just to make the team is insane.
Number one.
Yeah.
Starting, he's not on the bench. Starting,
Yep.
there's miracle number 2. And miracle number 3, which Top Gun didn't even pull off, is that this kid is the star of the team, actually.
Yeah, he's an absolute star.
A 16-year-old is leading the way for this very talented Spain team.
For Spain, one of the biggest footballing nations, powerhouses in the Euros.
Yeah.
And a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You know, you don't want to be like the media pundit that immediately goes to the easiest comparison.
Yeah.
But Messi at 16?
Yeah.
Was there anyone else that is making such an impact on such a stage at that age?
I don't think so.
You know?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's funny. I just saw like an Instagram post about how nobody's won a Ballon d'Or before 25 or whatever since Messi.
I believe that.
And it's like maybe are we going to see the next one?
Again, the kid is just coming onto the stage.
He's 16.
This is the first
Give him some time.
I've watched a notable amount of his play.
Me too.
But fucking hell.
Yeah, he looks unreal and is not fazed by the occasion.
Today he was on the bench because Spain benched the whole first team.
Yeah.
They made 10 changes, put out the B team.
And
they showed him on the bench, and he looked like he's like kicking his legs. And I swear he had braces on. He looked like a fucking kid on the school bus.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
He's a baby boy.
He is a baby boy.
But when he steps on the pitch, he just dominates. He's so confident.
Right?
Fantastic. Also, yeah, shout out David Raya getting his moment.
There we go.
Getting a game in. Good job, Raya. Made some good saves.
He's a good keeper.
He is a good keeper.
I like him.
Keeper. Unlucky to be the backup, David. You'll get there. Another good season at Arsenal.
Yeah.
2028 could be your year.
Do you have any other Euros notes for now?
I was trying to think if there's anything else we missed in the Euros that I don't think so.
France.
If we could talk about France, Netherlands being kind of a dullard.
Yeah, sure was.
That game was not what we wanted it to be.
That just happens sometimes with the best teams,
our two
right?
great center backs were just too good.
Yeah. It was the story of Van Dijk versus Saliba.
Yeah, that's what it was all about.
Always.
0-0.
Yeah. I saw them do a secret handshake at the end.
Yeah.
Center back stuff.
Best center backs in the world right here.
Yeah. There's more to come from France.
Definitely.
Mbappe played a behind closed doors secret game with his mask on. Did
Okay.
you hear about that?
I saw some videos of him finishing with it on and like doing some training.
Yeah.
With the new and improved mask.
Oh, is he through it on a second iteration
I
of the
think
mask?
they've said that they've adjusted it slightly. But yeah, his cool carbon fiber mask that he's wearing.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody hopes Mbappe can get back to the tournament sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of, just wanting to watch a player for the joy of the game, that's Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah. Yeah, and watching him sit on the bench, so frustrated in that match. He was miserable sitting on the bench.
For most of the game, I didn't realize he was actually on the bench. I thought he was kind of seated with, how there's always like another tier of people that aren't
in the
match
dressed
day squad.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was on the bench, and
he was there.
They resisted the temptation to bring him on. What would it have taken to bring him on if they benched him? Do you think it was just a bluff?
Yeah, maybe just to keep the Netherlands honest and having to think about Mbappe potential.
Yeah. Like we can't take off all our guys once. Yeah.
Yeah, because they could always just throw Mbappe on.
Right.
Try and get a goal late.
Yeah. And elsewhere in France, Paul Pogba declared himself dead and disappeared on Twitter. Did you see that?
Are you serious?
Just a really emo post. Paul Pogba doesn't exist anymore. I am dead, or something like that. Yeah.
Really? Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Pogba's going through it, huh?
That guy loves attention.
He does love attention more than anything.
He existed for attention. I mean, I know he was talented.
He had his moments.
He had all the talent in the world, but dude, that guy just...
He could have been one of the best midfielders France has seen in a while.
Yeah.
But...
Not to go full fucking Andy Gray, Richard Keys, like be a dinosaur, but that Paul Pogba was more interested in being an influencer than a footballer, I feel like.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, he cared more about his looks, his haircuts, his being the star.
And it's a shame. Because when we were watching him from afar at Juve, we were like, God damn.
Ooh, I wanted him bad at Arsenal.
He looked good and cool.
Yeah.
And then he came and you're like, God, this guy's a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, did United ruin another player?
They have. There's the history to.
No, I don't think I could put that one on United.
No.
Pogba was kind of an ass.
It seemed like his attitude was an issue, especially being there at the wrong time, having Mourinho at the helm. Those two personalities were
never going to work well for him.
Not going to work out, yeah.
But.
Right? Random Euro notes. I asked a question. I wonder if there's anything Phil Foden could do with his haircut to make me hate him less. Like, that guy's whole head, face and hair is just a problem situation.
Makes me upset.
There has to be something he could do to minimize it.
I know, right? I don't know what it is.
Change the shape of your head, loosen it up a little bit. There's something too robotic about it.
Like grow out the hair a little bit, maybe go a little shaggy, look a little more casual. I don't know.
Right?
Something about, I mean, he's a very unlikable face.
Extremely unlikable.
Yeah, and I'm like, I know he's a good player. I still am in denial of that. Even though he's been ripping it up for City for years now, I'm still like, Foden. He's not that good, right?
Right.
He can't be good.
But he's been dominating.
He looks like that. He can't be good.
Although in Southgate's England, mediocre.
In Southgate's England, he's kind of useless. Yeah.
Turns out, for some Southgate's magic spell, everyone is 20% worse.
Yeah, he's just turned it down on everybody. I mean, he makes all of those players look very mediocre.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what Foden could do. Maybe get a perm. Go perm, Foden. Try it.
Style.
Try it. Try all the haircuts like Caleb. Learn from Caleb. Try all the haircuts. Maybe one of them will like you.
Right.
And then we'll send you a message and say, hey, keep that one. We hate you slightly less.
You know what's funny? I want to show my notes to the camera, but I had a quote from myself. I'll tell you what, England have fallen asleep since they scored. I said that in the 32nd minute.
Yeah.
Denmark scored in the 34th minute.
Damn. Look at that. Look at that.
Right? But yeah, England were already noticeably defensive in the 32nd minute.
It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
Right?
How do you take such a good group of players and just like zap them of all control and confidence?
I know.
It's weird. It's a weird thing.
It's
Southgate's pretty good at it, though.
They make him forget how to play football.
He's an expert at it.
Elsewhere in my random Euros notes, I just want to say one more time, I love Jules Breach hosting the whole broadcast.
Yeah,
she's got the voice of
Jules.
a cartoon mouse. She's cute as a button. She's wearing great outfits.
Great fits.
Speaking kit talk, I don't think Jules Breach is getting enough credit for completely pulling off the Leslie Knope lime green pantsuit. Did you see that the other day?
It is true. She pulled it off.
Insane color, and she looked great.
Yeah. She does rock. I mean, she was wearing bright pink today and it looked fantastic.
Dude, that was a pantsuit that Leslie Knope was forced to wear as a punishment on TV.
It's true.
And Jules Breach was watching some Parks and Rec.
And she was like, I can pull that off.
I got one of that. I got that in the closet. Let's go.
I'll pull that off right now.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Jules for carrying this broadcast team where the American announcers are trying to drag it into the dirt.
Oh, my God.
Can we please stop with Alexi Lawless?
Why is
That's going to be our new
platform?
Is getting Alexi Lawless out of American soccer and out of broadcasting for soccer. I'm done with it.
Have been loving the memes of Daniel Sturridge's face listening to him.
I'm done with it, dude.
Sturridge just furious at the dumb shit he's saying. No.
I'm so
Listen,
done with his nonsense.
Alexi
dude.
Lalas wasn't relevant in the 90s, let alone now. He's famous for being a ginger that wore a tacky kit.
And he's the most quintessential
Dumb
American soccer person that he hasn't changed since American soccer has started.
No.
He still has that same mentality. He has the same terrible takes.
Awful takes.
It makes me so frustrated to listen to that man talk.
He approaches
Go
for Paraguay.
Nice. Enciso.
Yeah.
Nice. There we go, Paraguay. Back in the game.
I thought it was Jurgen Love for a minute.
Wasn't picking his
Whoa,
nose.
Jurgen Love's managing Paraguay? But yeah, Alexi Lalas, dude, he's a fucking idiot.
He
treats the broadcast like it's an NFL broadcast.
Yeah.
Like he just says dumb, loud things and thinks that's like a fun thing to do.
He's so American about it. Yeah, he's always like yelling over everybody
Talks
with
over
his
people.
bad takes and
yeah.
it's like, dude, you're not. I'm sorry, Jules is 10 times smarter than you and knows 10 times more about football than you'll ever know about football, Alexi Lalas.
Definitely. Daniel Sturridge, who is brand new to broadcasting and obviously figuring it out being on camera as he's doing it, is still providing more insight and personality than Lalas.
Yeah, Sturridge is a very likable character.
He's going for it, dude.
Yeah.
And he's not hitting it every time, but again, this is his first broadcasting job, I think, at least first major one.
Yeah, his first like where he's a big tournament like this.
Yeah.
Where he's like one of the main broadcasters.
Yeah. And you can already tell he's gonna be more fun to watch than Lalas within like a year.
Immediately. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
He's just gotta settle in. Lalas has been doing this forever and he's horrible at it.
Right?
I don't know how he keeps getting jobs.
NBC or CBS needs to integrate Danny into the Henri character.
Honestly, Danny
Kick
would.
Micah Richards out, dude. Bring Sturridge in.
If they replaced Micah with that, I'd be so happy.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, Micah, he's another one. It's just he's the British version where he's
Of
just
Lalas?
too much.
You don't like
dude.
Big Meeks? Yeah. Being
He's
a big
too
dumb
much.
idiot is all he's got.
Yeah.
It's just a one-note situation.
Yeah, and every once in a while it works with Carragher and Henri,
it
where
works
it kind
in
of gets into
conjunction
like,
with the other two.
exactly.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he's just annoying.
Yes.
The best times is when he's being annoying and then they all rip on him. That's the best.
Oh, 100%.
When he's the punching bag of the group, it's fantastic.
Or when they if they're ever looking at a clip of him playing and they're roasting him.
Yeah,
so
it's
funny.
fantastic. I know. I love when they bring up like all his lack of trophies and things when they're talking about everybody's stats.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, there was the time when they were like, Jamie Carragher, Champions League winner, Thierry Henry, blah blah blah. Time like whatever,
Premier League winner,
FA
La
Cup,
Liga winner, champion.
they're
He's won it all.
And they go and Micah Richards.
It's just his. And then it cuts out, zooms out, and all the two next to him are dying laughing.
It's good stuff.
It is. He's
American
good. He's
soccer
good for that.
broadcasting has come such a long way for all the complaining we're doing about it right now.
It's true.
Lalas and Richards are a blast from the past. That's why we're complaining.
Yeah, like Fox is just going backwards for some reason.
This is watching Fox coverage of these tournaments has been such a terrible fucking flashback to
It's really making me
early 2000s
appreciate NBC and CBS.
Remember when Fox
a
had the
lot.
Champions League?
Yeah, they
How
did for a
terrible
long
it
time.
was? The Fox had the Champions League for a long time, and their coverage was just
Thank
as spotty as this shit.
God, it's gone.
Yeah.
But they'll keep, they're going to keep getting these big tournaments, though.
Why?
I don't know. Their coverage is horrible. I mean, we haven't even talked about the moment we both almost had a mental breakdown. I wasn't even here to watch the first half of it.
Yeah, that was the Italy-Spain game.
Yeah, Italy-Spain.
So
One of the biggest game of the tournament so far.
At that point, yes. And our local Fox affiliate cut away for the entire first half for a minor storm, a severe storm alert.
Severe storm alert.
That was a tiny storm cloud over one small town in the middle of fucking nowhere.
A small town in Michigan that probably has like 50 people in it.
Yeah.
And our entire screen is covered. They didn't even give us a picture-in-picture of the game until like the
44th
5th. Yeah,
minute.
like right before halftime.
Yeah, it's true.
We just were watching the repeat of the same no information storm coverage.
It was 5 minutes of information on loop. And
meanwhile, the biggest game of the Euros so far.
Emergency, so we're gonna stay live until this warning dissipates.
It's like you could put that warning in the corner and put the game large, like normal broadcasts would do.
Yeah. I was a little bit embarrassed. I posted an angry "fuck you" to Fox on the stories, and I later deleted it because I was like, it's a local affiliate. Not everyone's dealing with this issue.
It was a little petty, but
oh god, I was mad, dude.
No, I get it. I was furious too, and I
mad.
didn't even make it home until most of the first half was gone anyway.
Right.
But still, it was just baffling to watch it happen and watch them handle it so poorly.
Yeah. It's okay. We had good fun today.
We had a great fun
Things
today.
are looking up. We're going into the knockouts. I mean, that Croatia Italy game was so fun, dude.
That game really just made
What an argument for watching games as a neutral.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I was able to appreciate both sides. We were so happy when Croatia got
when
the
Modric
penalty.
scored, I was so happy for him.
Oh my god, I was ecstatic, dude.
Like that emotional moment. I love Luka Modric, even though he's an ex-Tottenham player.
Yep.
But
then when Italy went down, it scored with the last kick of the game.
How could you not love it?
20 minutes of panic that they might be going out.
Yeah. The Italians, the holders, on their way out.
Spalletti sprinting down a beautiful goal, it should be said, too.
Unbelievable finish. That's what the thing. We didn't even mention that. The fact
build up the counterattack, how great it was.
The counterattack was fantastic. The finish. This guy hasn't played football in like a year because of betting things. His first ever international goal, a moment to save Italy.
Yeah.
And he just casually opens up his body and nestles it into the top corner.
Silky build-up play from a center back, making that run to play the ball
It
out
looked like
wide.
he almost overplayed it, and then he got his composure back and played that ball out wide.
That's why I like that guy, Calafiore, dude. He reminds me of Joel Matip so much,
Yeah.
dude. This tall, lanky
He
center
looked
back,
like he was going to overrun it.
Slightly out. He always looks a little out of control.
And then he kind of composed himself and just casually laid the ball out. And what a finish.
That guy popped onto the ball. Open the way, like when
the
you
most classic
when you
finish.
see him shaping his body, you know it's a goal already.
Yeah.
Just by the way he
and the way it like rolled down the side netting as it went in,
popped off his foot like a little chip shot.
Keeper had a good dive, but there was no chance he was going to save it. No keeper was saving that.
Yeah, and it was ecstasy. Literally got us out of our seats.
Yeah, it was beautiful, beautiful stuff. And then they blew the whistle.
Yeah.
Italians all dropped to the pitch. Ran over and celebrated with their fans.
Yeah, the Italians live on.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff.
And with that, I think it's time to call this episode.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
We're gonna
have a lot more football to talk about coming up
here.
We're
gonna tune in, catch the end of this Copa game, and
watch some more Copa this afternoon or this evening.
Yeah, and next time we see you, we'll have a really good picture for the knockout rounds of the Euros.
Yeah, lots to talk about then.
All right. For now, thanks, y'all.
Take it easy, y'all.
And
enjoy the football.
If I can get some music up here. Can I do it no look?
Roll the music. Can Paraguay come back?
That was not as smooth as I wanted it to be, but ladies and gentlemen, have a good week. Thanks for listening.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the summer.
Go to YouTube. Like, subscribe. Come on. We're getting no views on YouTube. I want some growth.
Smash that like button. Subscribe. Interact in the comments, y'all.
Interact. Bye.
Soccer situation.